Now we're ready to put the files on the server. So in this case, we're going to use for this example, for this lesson, the DataTel SharePoint server. And we're going to prepare it. We're going to assume that you've never been on the portal, and we're going to set it up so that you can create a folder, a subsite for your class, and upload those files. So the first thing we need to do is go to the site, which is mc4me.mccd.edu. And when you click on that, it gives you two options. It's a public or a private computer. I'm using private computer even though it's here at the college. And I'm going to put my password. And I'm going to log in. And I'm going to click up here on the right-hand side. Besides my name, it says my site. So I'm going to click on my site. And I have options on this page. And where I want to go, this is a very important button, the one that says Site Actions. And when I click on that, I get another set of options. Site Settings. This is very powerful. So we need to do 5 things. We need to turn on publishing. We need to create a subsite. We need to set the groups and add the people that will be allowed to look at my website. We need to, in documents, we're going to create a folder, and we're going to import all the files there. And number 5, we're going to edit the page and add the links to those folders and those files we uploaded. Okay, step number 1. Turn on publishing. We're going to turn on publishing feature on the parent site. So where it says site collection administration, it says site collection features. And we're going to make sure that the option that says Office SharePoint Server Publishing Infrastructure is activated. So we'll wait a little bit. Again, it's done. Once that happens, we're going to click on the Site Actions again. And we're going to go to Create. And on this one, on this option, where it says Web Pages, on the last column, we have the option to create sites and workspaces. So we're going to click there. Okay, that's step number 2. And we're going to create a site. And I'm going to call this site my CLDV. I'm going to call it Child Development 01. That way it's easier for students to see. Then I'm going to put my description, and then I'm going to name it lowercase. I'm going to give it an URL, which could be CLDV01. And where it says publishing, I'm going to choose publishing site. Now in this case, and the permissions, it says use same permissions as parent site, use unique permissions. So if we're going to use the option on this lesson to use the same permissions as the parent site. There will be other lessons in which we'll look at these very interesting features that give you different abilities for your site, particular abilities for independent subsites. That would be the case that you have content that you only want your class to be able to see. But we're not going to do that on this lesson. We're just going to create that subsite. We're going to wait a little bit. Now it says operation in progress, and the child development site was created. Now, step number 3, we're going to the groups. We're going to set groups of people that can see the site. So I'm going to click on Site Actions, and on Site Settings, I'm going to go to People and Groups. And I'm going to add people. So new, in this case, all authenticated users and are able to see this site. Let me go back. So all authenticated users are able to see this site. They have to log in. So any student that has an account will be able to see my site. So, well, it would be irrelevant to add a user because all users can see this site. They cannot edit this site, nor they can collaborate on this site. So I could add users that have those features. And here what you would do, you would type, for example, the email or the name of the person, and it's like when you send an email using Outlook, it's the same thing because it checks against the same database. And here we have different permissions, which is limited access, or you can give either to design or hierarchy, and we will talk about those things later on. That's not the purpose of this lesson. And we can send that person an email, so I recommend that you don't check that, especially if you don't want people to know when you're experimenting. But then again, if you want to send all your class, you added all your class there, you want to send them an invitation, well, please feel welcome to do that. Now, step number 4. Now we're getting to the important part, which is how to send that video with a closed captioning text to the server. Okay. So on Site Actions, I'm going to click on Manage Content and Structure. And these are the different sites that I have, subsites, which could be child development, and I have CLDVO1, and I have video. Those are my 3 sites. If I were a faculty member, those probably would be my classes. So I would have 3 different sites. Now, inside each site, I have 4 main folders: for documents, for images, for pages, and for a workflow of tasks. In this case, we're going to create a folder inside documents. Okay, so I'm going to click on documents, and on the right hand side I'm going to click on new. I'm going to create a folder. Why? Because I like to organize everything, and in this case I'm going to name this folder the same thing as the folder where I have my movies, which is chapter 2. So CH2. I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to double click on that folder to open it. And then I'm going to click the upload button. Okay. And that's going to give me an option to browse for files. So I'm going to go to my location, and I'm going to select my files. Okay, and I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. You see, if you have a lot of files, don't choose upload document, you choose upload multiple documents. This simplifies everything. However, it looks a little bit different. So don't get confused when you see all of this. This is going to show you your computer in a way that you might not be familiar with. Now here we have your desktop and the different folders in your computer. In this case, everything I had was on the desktop. That way it's easy for me to find. And I put everything inside a folder called Chapter 2. Okay, there it is. CLDB 01 Chapter 2. So I'm going to click on there. And since I already uploaded the first one, I'm going to choose the other 5 files that I haven't sent. I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to wait, because one of those files is very big, 15,950 kilobytes. However, since I'm at college, my connection is really fast. So 19.64 megabytes upload in less than a minute, less than 30 seconds. So if I'm home, this might be longer, especially if you don't have a very high speed internet connection, like Comcast, for example. So there they are. So that's step number 4, which is create a folder and import everything there. Now we need to edit the page and link the file with the videos there. So here on the breadcrumbs, where it says, where I have the mouse on top of the word documents, it says my name, then it says Child Development 01, then documents. So I'm going to click on Child Development 01. That's going to be the home page of the course. Right now it's white, there's nothing, it's empty. So I'm going to click on Edit Page. And then there's different containers where you can add things. You can put your picture, you can edit content, put your text. And in this case, I'm interested in putting a link to a document that I already created. So I'm going to click here where it says New Link. Then it's going to ask me, what would you like to do? Create a link to an item. Yes, what's the title of the item? So well, this is going to be Chapter 2 Harlow. Chapter 2 Harlow video. And I'm going to browse for that link. Since it's inside my child development, I'm going to double click on the folder where I created the folder that I created where I imported the files, and I'm going to choose the HTML document, which I will be able to recognize here because it has a little lowercase e, which means that it's an internet document. And if you go down here, you can actually just verify, you can confirm on the location URL that you're actually linking to an HTML file. So you click there. I'm not gonna put a tooltip. You can open the link in a new window if you like, or not. So I'm gonna choose yes, just for the sake of it. And I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to save my file. So how do I do that? I click on Publish. I wait. And there's my link with my movie. So I'm going to test it. going to click, and a new page should be opening with the video and the closed captioning text.